In this video, I will show you how I like to more or less randomly transform my raw recordings and kind of force happy accidents, because I think having the systems and processes in place to kind of force happy accidents is a large part of sound design. So I just have a raw recording here. And typically I like to start by enhancing the recording a bit. So in this case, I'm going to use uber loud, and I like to use the free bands here and just push everything a bit. And we can also change the character here, maybe clip it even a bit. And we can also use our trusty OTT at our moderate setting to push things up a bit more. And then I like to start adding multiple instances of FX plugins. And in this case, I'm going to be using Enrage. And I'm just going to head over to the presets section. So I'm just going to randomly choose various different presets. So this one is interesting because we can get different variations each time we trigger it. But as with most of the presets that I'm going to be using, I will use this at a very low mix setting. We want all of the effects to add up and not have one effect dominate the sound completely. And now I'm just going to duplicate this. And let's maybe go to a different section and add some chorus. Lower mix setting. And just duplicate this and go for the next. So this one changes the sound quite a lot, and that's why I'm gonna also use a very low mix setting. And let's go for the next one. Oh, some comb filter maybe. Just enough so that we can hear the effect, but we don't want it to drown out all the other effects and the original sound too much. And then we just keep going and add more instances of this. And some more. Let's see how this sounds. Very low mix setting and also reduce the reverb. Maybe even more. And maybe some flanger at the end here. We can use some EQ afterwards just to quickly reduce some of the mud. But overall, this is the process, and this is without changing any of the settings or automating anything. This is just stacking a bunch of presets at a very low mix setting on top of each other. By simply doing this quite randomly, we have just transformed the sound from this to something like this. And if you found a combination of presets or settings that you like, then of course it's time to just place different samples that you have in there and see how they sound with this effects chain. And of course you can also just bounce this and have this one run through the same effects chain again. I just change this quite a bit, something like this. And then bounce this one, and pitch this up a bit. And then just process these sounds further and create more variations by pitching them around and running them through different effects chain or the same effects chain. There's a lot of possibilities there, but this allows you to quickly transform the sounds, the raw recordings that you have, into something completely different. If you do this for a bit, then you will find really interesting effects combinations that work very well and that you then can use for a variety of different sounds.